Okay, cool.
And
Sounds
you'll be
good.
live in like 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Wait, now you're live.
Every time.
Yeah, right.
Hello and welcome back to episode 42 of Cap Ray's Last Cloudy podcast. I'm that Zero, and I am joined today by a good friend, DK. How's it going today, man?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. No jawline today
No.
because reasons. I can't blame him. We've all got things to do, and LC is LC as usual. So, but we've got new unit as we usually do. People have been very excited to see Melza coming back. I know there's a lot of people that have been simping over her and wanting her to get a proper shift for a long time just because she is a cool character. And I honestly didn't really expect it. I kind of figured that Christmas Melee was like copium Melza for people and be like, that's as good as you're gonna get. So I didn't expect to get her, but oh man, is she real good.
That's pretty cool, man.
So I suppose in typical fashion, let's go ahead and pull her up and kind of walk through some of her kit, give some general thoughts. Have you had a chance to? You haven't really had a chance to use her much, right?
I messed around with her in the event, and that's what's really cool is that you get to test out the character before you decide whether you want to pull on her. And I did mess around with her, but then I did do not to be too gross or anything, but I did a toilet ticket pull today, a TT. And I got her. So yeah, I just got her about an hour ago, and I'm excited because we don't have the best luck with dual units like this, and so far she seems pretty good. So yeah, exciting.
Yeah. Absolutely. So she is a general pool unit, but they are doing something a little bit different this time around where they're basically doing the same as DOH. So she's not actually going to fall into the general pool until 6 months after her banner ends. So I know there's some really mixed thoughts about that.
Rip tickets.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I feel like they've like kind of cushioned the blow decently well because I think between daily summons and the tickets we get from the event that are all rated up for her, we get like 40 or more tickets.
Yeah, and people are pulling her on the dailies, man. I pulled the arc 3 times.
I don't have the exact numbers because I didn't do them, but I believe I saw Tweaks talking and he did the math and like based on the summons, he said you have roughly like a 25% chance of getting her for free. Like everybody in the community basically has that chance just because of all the free shit we're given, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
you know. But in general, I think I'm okay with the trade-off of like permanent units being significantly more powerful, like DOH level powerful, but then they just get delayed to go into the general pool.
Yeah,
because it seems like that's what they're going for. What was that?
No characters like DD and make us wait 6 months.
Yeah, no shit. God damn it. Could you imagine how good DD could have been if she was DOH level?
Right?
Like maybe she'd be good.
Like be good, maybe. Who knows? Good support.
Yeah. But anyway, it is what it is. But now to what matters, Melza.
Right.
So I mean, she's got pretty typical stat spread for the most part for a soldier, which she is. Interesting thing flavor-wise about her is like she looks like a light unit in a sense. Like she's Heavenly Knight Melza, and she's got dark res down, but she is actually a fire and ice unit because she is infused with the souls of Selios and Vaughn. I'm sure you might know more about the lore and the background relationships between them than I would, but
I don't really know. I know a little bit here and
failed me.
No, it's I mean, we had a conversation. You know, Doja likes to do the lore and stuff, and we've talked to him actually prior to this unit even dropping about Selios and Vaughn. We've had a couple conversations, but I know that they died and all this crazy shit. But I don't know. It makes me want to dive more into it, honestly, because the way she looks really cool, and it looks like the history is there. So it is something to kind of take a dive into, check it out.
Yeah, seems really cool. So yeah, we got some nice 25 resist in ice and fire, just hugely tanked to dark.
Right.
That's fun. Resist to blind and curse, nil to illness, weak to silence. Not bad spread at all. Not overly insane, but good. Can't be mad at it. I actually really like the nil to illness as well, just for general quality of life for new players, because as we'll see later, she's got kind of a basic Proud Force crit sustain package in her kit too. So for newer players, I think that she's probably quite solid.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, S1. So her S1 and S2 have roughly the same range, which is like this kind of medium area before you can dash in. I feel like the S1 has slightly more range on it, so it can just dash in better. The S1 is nice in the sense that it does swap sides. So you dash in for one attack, and then she turns around and hits for another. So if you're trying to go for backstab damage, she can flip sides with her S1, which I always appreciate. And it's also pretty reasonable on the DPS side. I believe it's slightly under the S3, but like they're pretty comparable if you can keep SCT up, which is really cool.
Yeah.
S2, it's basically just a relatively strong hit. Like it feels like the multipliers on it are a little bit higher, so maybe you can cap slightly easier if you're not already. But it's slower than some of the rest. So like this is its lowest DPS for sure for her. Launches people up, slams down, doesn't attack. It's not special, in my opinion. Glitter Superb is really cool. It's similar to what I've seen from Pogmia, which is like shoot some projectiles, which her S3, the projectiles are persisting. So as soon as you start the animation, you will get at least those first hits, even if she gets flinched. So that's nice. And then after she launches those projectiles, she'll dash in from anywhere. There's no range restrictions on this one. And then does a, relatively wide area attack to be able to hit everything. So pretty cool there. If anybody was curious, I do have the actual numbers for some of these. If I can find my doc, wherever I put it. Stalling for time. Things are cool.
You know what? Her S1 kind of reminded me of the Kawaku's a little bit. Just kind of a little bit. Not as fast, but...
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, it's definitely pretty good. For me, it felt like when I watch people play Shift Zykes, where he's just like dashing around everywhere on screen. If you keep spamming S1, she's just like pew 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 pew.
Yeah,
pew,
no,
pew.
seriously,
it
yeah,
looks crazy.
It's awesome.
It looks awesome. It's very spammable. Okay, so S1 for anybody that wants the details, base max stocks is 4, 11 for the SCT requirement. S2 is 21 SCT with 3 stocks, and S3 is 32 SCT with 3 stocks. So, very cool. Traits. Ice and fire damage plus 100%. Cool. And 10k caps. Not single wield, notably. When enemy is in break, restore unit SCT 30 seconds. So that's pretty sweet. So every time you break an enemy, she just gets free SCT. I like it. I haven't tested to see if it's only when she breaks it, but considering it doesn't specify her, I'm guessing it's just any time an enemy becomes broken, she gets free SCT.
Yeah,
so
normally they
really
specify
like
that. So
yeah, that's super duper cool. When attacking, enemy defense minus 20%. I mean, we've been seeing this a lot lately. I'm not mad at it. It's free piercing, which is really, really great. But yeah, we just see that a lot. Special hits gain an extra 15k cap if hitting weakness. We're going to see this theme a lot because she really wants to hit weakness, and she does it a little differently than other units, which makes her really cool. Battle start, all allies get curse res +1. Neat. Okay. It does last until incapacitated, so cool. When close to death, very greatly restore HP, and then strength, defense, and bind plus 75%. So basically, Awaken 2 for free. That would stack with Awaken 2. And she can't faint. Faint nil. We've seen that a lot. I feel like the last 3, 4, 5 units have had faint nil. Maybe one of them didn't. I don't remember for sure. But yeah, we've been seeing that a lot lately. I don't know why, but I'm not mad at it. It's pretty good.
Is Awaken 2 65% to
it might be.
MND?
It might be. So this might be more like Awaken 3.
Awaken 3? Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to look, but
still really good survivability. I thought it was a really cool idea. I hope to see more of that on there.
Yeah, for sure.
It does come with the Domino Ball, I think, so that's gonna be really...
Yeah, she's got a lot of nice quality of life things in
definitely.
Here. Speaking of which, Crit Up 3 and Proud Force for free. You love to see it.
Yay!
Divinity Buster, any Slayer packages plus special boost is always nice. Divinity isn't my favorite, but it's useful for sure, especially with some of the Godforge bosses we have. pretty often that you'd want to be having those, so just convenient. Auto crit to go with that Proud Force. I'm not going to read through all these, just some notable stuff. Fire Hydra or Fire Mega Drive, Ice Attack Raise 2, Ice Crit Raise. Yeah, just we've seen that before on dual element units, which is normally really annoying. In the sense that it's like, oh, well, they're boosting them up individually, which means like one of the sides is kind of struggling more. But we'll get into how she actually works. And I don't think this is really a big deal. It just looks wonky. And I would have preferred to see something like what Adele has. Like instead of having both of these, just have one skill that's like plus 30%
Right.
to each.
Each one, yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, or like maybe like basically crit raise for both elements on one skill, and then a damage cap
Right.
and plus damage on
Like,
both.
fire, you're not getting any crit. You're gonna have to pay for that.
Yeah. Weak point boost, which is really key on her since her theme is basically having things be weak. All the sword boosts, nice quality of life. Goddess Kiss, again, quality of life, very nice. Quick trigger, again, super quality of life. This is really great for new players. As soon as you can unlock that in the board, go for it. I would prioritize that probably. Anything that gives you SET is awesome. Indelible Spirit, Sharp Eyes, great to see, especially for free. And then we start getting into the exciting or cool stuff. Let's start out with Vaughn and Selios. So she follows a trend of what we've seen lately where you can toggle skills on or off in order to get different sorts of effects. So for Vaughn, this is going to make it so that so her skills at base, they do both elements. So roughly half of the hits are fire, half of them are ice. And normally that really sucks because it means, hey, if I'm fighting something that's like weak to fire, my damage for half of my hits is going to be good, but the other half of my damage is probably going to suck because say they're 90 res to ice or something and I need them to be weak. And you could run something like Trish maybe to make up for it so that it can be more neutral damage, but it's kind of annoying, at least in the past. But she kind of, they made a unit that sort of fixes that, which is really cool. So, Vaughn, fire damage plus 30%, damage cap plus 6k. When only one soul is set, triple the effect. So what this means is if you're going against an enemy that is weak to fire, but isn't weak to ice, you can turn off Selios, who's giving you a similar damage cap and ice damage, and you can get 90% fire damage, so it's even easier to cap that damage, and you get 18k cap instead. So if you want to do the math real quick, we could have on the S3 20 hits for 12k, well 6k basically. So that would give us quick math, 120k extra caps basically, or like extra damage if you have both of them enabled. If you only have one, you're looking at 18k times 10, which is 180. So at base, if they're weak to both, you're technically getting more caps just picking one, which is neat. But you could run both if, say, you're having a hard time capping your ice damage and they are weak, then you can do that. Or if they're not weak and you just need to help the damage, this is just flat damage. So anyway, moving on. Soul Blade. So when no attribute regular attack hits and the various souls are set, she can auto convert her attacks to a particular type. So this is really cool. I'll showcase in one of my other builds that I like to run because she's now the second unit that is not bound to her regular attacks matching her not bound to matching her weapon type. I haven't tested this deeply, but the way that I like to run her, at least on like say a crit build, if I'm running Selios with Icy Guardian, is I want high crit. So I'll run the Godblade that has 5% crit and it boosts my fire damage to make up. So if things are resistant to fire, it can help bring that neutral damage on the fire attacks up a little bit more. But then if they're resisting to fire, normally the fire attribute on that would mean that her regular attacks are going to suck. But if only Selios is set, it makes the attribute of that regular attack be ice, which means I get to hit it even though I'm using a fire weapon, which is super cool. So, and if both are set because you're using both, then it just turns into no attribute damage. And then you just get plus 50% damage flat. So if you just want to run Pure Blade and both Vaughn and Selios, then great. Or you could run Godblade with Vaughn and Selios both on, and it turns it to neutral instead of being fire. So she's got interesting things to think about, which we don't see often in physical DPS. So I like it. Steel. Okay, physical damage cap to enemies weak to fire plus 7k, and weak to ice 7k, and then double the effect. So again, we see another one of these. If we have to turn one off because only one side is good, it makes half of your hits be extra good to make up for the fact that the other half will not be hitting as hard, which is huge. Skill. So now we see some other specializations that we can get into. Vaughn, typically, even though he's an old unit, he sort of had a break theme. Selios was very crit based, and we see that reflected here. So gets break plus 50% and damage cap to enemies in break 5k. Selios gets extra crit damage and crit cap 2k, so not huge, but still, it's there. And then if only one is set, you can double it. So if you're going to say min-max damage, you could, I would say, probably run Selios with Icy Guardian, get as high of crit as you can. You get an extra 4k caps, dual wield, because you want to give her dual wield. We've seen nothing for single wield yet. And then we can do that. If we can get enemies to be broken, then maybe we want to flip her over into the Vaughn side. Give her, say, the Cerulean Axe, and just give her a whole breaker build. Her break is pretty reasonable. From what I've seen in testing and heard from other people, it's about where Stan's at, which is respectable considering they're both like pinnacle DPS units as well. And for context, that's about like 60% of what Marin can do, but Marin doesn't do as much damage as these guys. So yeah, another one. And it's also doubled again. So if you're only on Vaughn, that's 100% extra additive break. And 10k cap if you happen to break them. In addition to when they are broken, she gets 30 SET of stocks back. So pretty good. Pretty good. Then shield. You happen to have some earth and fire damage taken minuses if you have one set or the other. Makes sense, respectively. Much less exciting. But, you know, cool stuff. Anything in particular you wanted to touch on while we're in the skills and we got these popped open?
Where's my dual wield?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like it probably would have been a little too OP, but I definitely would have taken dual wield over some of these ones.
I would chance drive easily.
Over chance drive, sure.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I agree. Yeah, it's fine. She feels really busted as it is. Like, yeah. No joke. She is easily like a contender for one of our top DPS units, assuming she's not getting flinched, of course, because she is susceptible to flinch like most units. But her damage is mega high, and she's very, very fun to play. I like her a lot. She is not how we've seen perm units before, and I can kind of show a little. Do we want to go do like showcasey type things? We want to look at her paid real quick first.
Yeah, let's want to do the arc first, or you want to talk about her?
Yeah, well, we can do her paids real quick, and then we can look at the arc.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed in the paids, just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
not in the sense of like I really wanted a crit. I swear, like that'd been really cool.
Yeah, having some crit is definitely what would have been better and people would have been excited about. But
this is good
in general. Yeah, I mean, it's got critical damage cap and base damage cap and physical attack damage plus 20%. Just all neutral stuff. So like, there's no reason to not use it. It's just better Scarlet Blade.
Yeah.
But like significantly better.
It's almost
Scarlet
like Pure Blade, honestly, but with damage cap.
Exactly. So like, why wouldn't you use it?
Exactly.
So if you have it, then like get it. This, however, not a fan. Not a fan. Continuous Brave, great. So that's 7 SC. Earth and fire attack damage taken minus 10%. What? Just give us damage down. We get it all the time. Like, I get it. It's flavorful, but like, so what? If it's going to be earth and fire attack specifically, make it like 20%. Like, make it chunky if it's going to be limited. And then damage cap to enemies and break, which we rarely break stuff anyway.
Exactly.
Plus 3k. Like, yeah, I could see it. Like,
most people be running ice crit, almost positive.
Yeah, like if you're going to get both, if you have both gears and you're in a scenario where you plan on breaking something, you obviously include it. But in all the cases where you're not breaking stuff, you just don't use this. I feel like, unless it's just for quality of life, probably. So yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. Not a huge fan. Definitely, if you're gonna prioritize one, you get the weapon. Weapon's always the easy answer, and it's not bad. It's not cracked and broken,
mm-mm.
but like, it's a good weapon for sure. All right. Yeah, we can look at the arc, and then we'll go uh,
Uh,
showcase her in action a little bit.
Show.
Now this arc, I really love this
I
arc,
do. I love it.
like a lot.
It's great.
So Gallant Fire Imperial Ice. So first of all, art complete banger, real good.
Dude, these
Love it.
SSRs have been so damn good lately.
Yeah, it's so good. This legitimately looks like an LR in my opinion. This could have come from a collab or something.
Right,
for
collab
special
definitely.
event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this almost looks like it could have been from like DMC, just like a weird shifted like Dante and Nero and like weird demon forms that
Right.
have like alternate armor and like goofy stuff.
All you have
But
to do
anyway.
is maintain that 50%, and you get a Grand Brave
Yeah.
buff.
So
it's not a buff; it's just pure STR.
Yeah. So what we have here is so 50% or more, we get more strength. So we have better pride, like enhanced pride 2, because you have less of a condition. You just have to be over at 50 HP.
Yeah.
And then you have better like patience and tranquility 2 on it as well. So instead of being under 30%, it's when you're under 50% you get that.
Right.
And this is really, really great because temporary mind boosts are the thing that like scales up Proud Force a lot. So when you're doing well, it's even easier to cap. And then if you get down into the red, this will help your Proud Force heal you up way better. You're going to see basically like triple Proud Force heals if you didn't account for it at all in your build otherwise. So if you just get this and her, and you just slap this on her, when she's weak, she's going to have much better Proud Force, which is awesome. Love that. When taking lethal damage, survive and recover 50%. So
Nice.
sweet, more an extra indomitable spirit without the passive buffs, but like still just a life save. Like this is all good. We never see this many good things usually anymore.
Yeah, right. What is Awaken buff? What is it? Is it 50% to SCR?
Awaken buff?
Yeah.
Well, Awaken is just a different effect in general, but like it doesn't trigger off of this.
No, I'm just saying like as a total package. Okay, as a total package, I mean you get a revive effect, and then you get a pretty much a constant 35%, and then M&D and defensive buff whenever you hit that low HP. Is it only active? But when you get above 50%, does it go away immediately? That's one thing I didn't get a test.
No, I'd imagine it does. Yeah, we've seen effects like this before where it's in a threshold. It's probably no different than Pride, Tranquility.
It takes an effect when it needs to, though. So that's why I appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. So when you're green, you're back in attack mode, and when you fall down, you can kind of top yourself up before getting back to aggressing. So like it just feels appropriate as just a nice, convenient arc to have. And then Battle Start, Firewall and 2 and Ice Wall 2. So again, we see even more resists to that earth and fire damage, but only for this unit. So it doesn't cast it for the whole team. If it did, this would be so crazy because then you could utilize that depending on the arena meta too. Oh man, that would be great because we've already seen that on the Ardeen arc where it can hand out Thunderwall 2 to your entire party at wave start.
Yeah, see if we were still in the Roy meta, this would be amazing. Wait, is it fire? Yeah, Firewall is fire resistance, right? I get confused.
Yep. Yeah. But again, it's only for your unit. So
exactly. Yeah. But if you have like your main DPS not dying, hell yeah. And Roy squishy as shit in arena.
All right, then on to these. Ice Drive, nice to have on an arc in general, sure. Fire Chance, I mean, these are really niche, so like I don't foresee myself using them very often, but they're well priced at least for their niche cases, so can't be mad at it. Patience 2, cool.
Life Brave,
not mad. It's pretty good. Life Brave,
love it.
Rarely use it.
So cool.
I'm good.
I needed it, so I needed it for a niche situation that we were messing with.
Okay. Wait, I thought don't we have Life Brave on like 3 or 4 other arcs already? I don't think you needed Life Brave, dude. I think there's one on an SR.
No. I'm just saying, in general, I like Life Brave.
Okay.
Yeah, no. We were basically the story behind it is we were trying to get Stan up to the highest SCR possible to see what he could do.
It's good for memes. I agree.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, and then another instance of it kind of feeling like an LR to me: Twin Dragons. This just doesn't feel like a general pool skill, but I'm here for it and I love it. Battlestar give unit crit rate plus 15%, and break plus 50% buff. So crit rate, this is just a basic crit buff, which means if you already have auto crit like a lot of units, it doesn't matter. If you're running fast crit like most do, it doesn't matter, but I guess it could be bundled in here. So really, to me, this kind of looks like 9 SC for a 50% break buff. Now, that break buff, we can basically only get from Tink, and I think the Murda arc does it, the newer UR that came with Graffle. I think that you can technically get it from. But yeah, the break plus 50% buff, you can't get very, very often. Granted, if you're building a breaker, an extra 50% additive doesn't do a whole lot. Like, you're not going to notice it much. But if you're trying to min-max your break, like, it's pretty decent. I can see you running it. Now, I did look and talk to a few people on the different units, and one of my initial impressions was like, well, if this is just a basic crit buff, which it is, so it doesn't stack, how many units really need that? Because a lot just have auto crit, like I said, at which case you're paying 11 for a very, very minor break boost, which is like hyper diminishing returns, you know? But as it turns out, like, Stan doesn't have auto crit, Murrin doesn't have auto crit. I'm sure there's some others that are potential breakers that maybe don't have auto crit. So for some units, it's probably pretty decent value, you know?
Yeah.
Especially because if you're going for break strats, the fight might be going longer than 40 seconds anyway. So maybe you wanted auto in the first place. So in the niche cases you want it, I think it's good. Luxury skill, but luxury niche powerful-ish. Yeah. Powerful is a little bit of an overstatement, but niche good. So I'm down. And it's unique. We don't get unique shit very often, so I'm happy to see unique.
Yeah.
You know?
Just in case anyone wants to know about stat increases on the arc as well, HP does go up 2 notches, so an extra 400. SCR goes up an extra 30. Defense goes up an extra 90. And M&D goes up to plus 90 as well. Nothing to the INT department, so decent stats on the arc as well.
Neat. And then the AAR, really basic. We've got a fair amount of MP, plus 40. Some strength, some defense, then ice and fire attacks, both 10%. Nice thing about this, at least, is that it is generic damage. So this is a way that you can boost arc skill damage, which we don't really have many ways to do aside from just boosting your base stats. And also mages could use this, and it's got 40 MP, so like you could throw this on, you know, your Lenius or whoever if you're using fire or ice on a particular mage. Could go on Legrabos, Maja, Eliza, whatever. So like, it doesn't give int, which is unfortunate, but you know, if you just want a boost and some MP at the same time,
yeah,
not a ton of things will do that for you. So not bad, not crazy, but I'll take it. I'll use it on somebody, I'm sure. So overall, pretty decent. So I don't have a whole bunch of like builds set up, but I figure I can show how I'm currently using her and show like 2 variations of things that we could do with her. So one of the things is we have her event, which we got an event island type thing, not nearly as cool as Sun Vessel. It's just kind of a basic mission as usual. Monster Manor is at least super duper fast and easy to complete, so that's cool. The main thing that we're going to be farming, though, is this hard stage, which is 2 waves.
Also, the Mother Souls, 30 Mother Souls a day for any character. I mean,
yeah,
not Mother
nice.
Souls, sorry. Character Souls. Unit Souls. One thing I've been really doing.
I don't think that I even noticed that we were getting unit souls for anything.
Yeah, because I've been leveling up my Mia,
the daily like portal looking mission?
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, yeah,
oh, okay.
the one on the bottom left.
All right, so I'll show what I've been doing with her, because she could do something kind of silly, which is a lot of her bonuses are to generic damage. Not physical specifically or special specifically. So this fight normally, he leaves and then you have to kill a bunch of ads. I'm going to start off firing her S3. I'm going to Beast Hunter. And then I'm going to use Kagasuchi. So I've built her up to boost her generic fire damage. And between that and having only Vaughn equipped, which gives her an extra, let's see, quick math, that would be 14, 20, like 32k caps. That goes into Kagasuchi. So, you know, 50k caps. That's pretty good. And then her S3 just finishes the job and you don't have to do the whole thing. Because she's cool like that.
Yeah, I've never seen Kagasuchi be slaying like that, man.
Yeah. I mean, past 0 has made some mistakes. Mine may or may not be level 8.
Wait, yours is
But
level
she-
8?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But similarly, she can do that with the ice one as well.
Nice.
So if we wanted to, let's try the same thing, and I might fuck up my build here, but we'll see how this goes because I'm curious. Okay, so we've got this, we've got that. So some big stats. Let's come down here, see what we can find. So because we're going to ice, I'm going to toggle off Vaughn, turn on Selios. That simple. And then I'm going to come to my elemental buffs. Let's see here. Attack raise 2. Oh, okay. So she already has attack raise 2. I didn't teach her attack raise 1. So that's not going to do much. So my fire attack raise 2 isn't going to do much. I can't really boost it much more. So like I don't know if this is going to be capping actually. But fuck it. We'll try it anyway, because why not? At worst, I waste a little bit of time.
It's not need that arc. I don't have that one yet. Maybe when we
You're
get to
not
the
missing
next
out much.
No.
It is one of the worst in my opinion. It
I
is
did-
ranked just a little above Emeretsu, in my opinion.
Oh, no.
It is not very helpful at all. Maybe its staff will get a God Forge at some point, but
Right.
yeah, right now, not a fan. All right, let's see if I can do it with this here. So, do a similar thing. I'm gonna start out with a S3 into my Beast Hunter, and then Nexus. I'm not capping. It hits a lot of hits though, at least. So it might be quick.
That's actually-
Not quick enough. Failure. All right, so her S1, you can see a little bit of range there. And just see her dashing around here.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. She could use some move speed, though, if she's not quite in range. Then you can see there.
That
nice slow
Dante
motion.
support.
Yeah. And so her S3, from what I can tell, it seems like half of the missile shots are fire and half are ice, and then half of the dash in are fire and ice. So I'm thinking that it's 5-5 and 5-5 for that spread. So
Yeah.
just good to know in general. Yay. All right, we're gonna leave. All right. Is there any place you'd like to see her, like in combat and like doing some stuff,
What is the... Oh, gosh. Who's
or
like a
any type
good-
of thing that you'd like to see? I mean, something fun that she can do is that her DPS, like, or damage per skill is incredibly high. Like to the point that if you have like enablers and stuff, like
Yeah.
it's over 3 million per skill.
Yeah.
Which is just a bit silly. So like this is a place that we sometimes come for showcases. Actually, is Find Theria better? I don't remember how much HP it has.
HP count now.
All right, let's see. Do I have a team set up to like enable her? I wonder. Do I have a meme team? Oh, I was clearly memeing with this at some point. Let's go ahead and just let's put on tank because why not?
Yeah.
Or actually, we'll do XBet for convenience. All right, and then I'm thinking we're gonna do Icy Guardian because that's just the biggest PP damage in the game. It's always the biggest PP damage. So as part of this, now we do of course want things to be weak to us. So I'm going to have one of my units use Gaze at the end. You could use Giga Weak if you have that on a unit. Do all sorts of different stuff, but for these purposes is what we're gonna do. All right, so we're gonna do that, and then for my build, what do I want? Should we just do max damage? Just the most damages.
Yeah.
Zizzes?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do that. All right, so I'm gonna adjust this. So I have a whole bunch of strength shit on her right now because I was trying to make arc skills work, and one of the only ways to boost that is elemental damage and boosting your stats. So we're gonna get rid of Hammer Equip, which I'm clearly not using. Fire Attack Raise, pointless. Pirate Feast does not matter at all. Skill Stock doesn't matter. Okay, cool.
You need skill charge?
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna do Phone Booth. We'll leave Selios on because I feel like he's very good damage. I do lose some off Mega Drive, but that 2k I feel like is not overly significant. I could be wrong. I kind of wish that the Selios side gave her crit rate instead of crit damage, That would have been
Yeah.
very, very nice.
When I first read
obviously.
it, I was like, oh, crit. Oh, no. Never mind.
Yeah, if it also gave crit rate, or instead of, that would have been
That'd been disgusting.
super dope. Yeah, we'll put on pay to win. Why not? not that it really matters, but you know, we'll do it anyway. Okay, what kind of boost do we got here? Let's do a
Kraken. You want to see Kraken?
Kraken. Why would we do Kraken at all? I mean, yeah, I guess if you want to see when she's just like neutral to something, like not hitting weakness, or I could run Theo and make it weak, I guess. But okay. So what weapon was I gonna run? Oh yeah, machine probably. So machine boost. I really need machine high boost still. Feels bad, man. Now one tip that I have is if things highly resist you and you're not opting to run Trish, and things are not weak, so she's not getting weak point boost, she's not getting one of the souls boosting the damage, I found that her damage can struggle hard, to the point that you could be using the proper Slayer and still not hitting cap very easily, if you're not boosting up that damage. So what I find is it can be nice to make up some of that neutral damage by boosting the side that you're not making weak. So I'm using Selios right now, so I might put on something like Fire High Drive in order to boost the fire side, because the side that is weak has that like plus 90% damage and then the 30 from weak point boost. So she caps super easy on the thing that she's weak to, or things that are weak to her. So if I have the SC for it, I like to boost the other side. So in my case, it's nice having Godblade to boost the 25% while giving me crit rate. All right, I'm going to put on a machine because even though crit is cool, rail cannon or railgun, whatever the fuck it's called, it's just the best DPS. You just can't get around it. Just is what it is. Some crit stuff, cool. I think that's about all we really need. I guess we'll throw on some attack because why not? And then we're gonna go ahead and do. We'll put on. Wait, we need to. This needs to be sorted. All right, Deadly Choker, along with Hell Sovereign's Ring. That seems like some reasonable amounts of caps, I feel like. Yeah, more power, more power. And we'll go super maxi max and actually do ultimates and all that stuff and just see what she can do. If I set her up right, maybe she'll be able to one-shot. I don't remember how much HP these guys have, though. Oh, not even 3 million? Shit's weak. All right. So we're going to start out with that. All right. I guess I could show the ultimate, too.
Yeah, ultimate's clean, man. Really cool. Really cool, isn't it?
Yeah. And she's like I said, she's super fun to use, too. All right, so we're going to do this. I'll show the S3 first. Hopefully I'm capping and I didn't fuck up the build, but, you know.
Oh, it's... Oh, Lord.
There's some damage. There's amounts of damage there. It's pretty good. And her ult hits pretty hard, too, I feel like.
Yeah, dude,
overall.
they're increasing the amount of hits on these ults, man.
Yeah, I think it's like 50 hits.
54,
Really?
I think? Some shit like
Really
that.
quite good. I wonder if I could actually get that to let's just make let's make some slight alterations here, you know. So we're gonna do that. I guess I have a V with Theo because why not? We'll give her Eldra. We'll give her that.
Ring.
We'll put on whatever the fuck that ring is. Boop. Nice. Do I have any weapon that would help here?
There's actually
Probably
a new...
not.
Wait, is there a new skill out right now that gives you 2,000 special damage?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Forgot what this
Either way,
was
it's
called.
fine. I don't have to go all out.
Right.
We'll be fine either way. Okay. What else do I need here? So I think I'm gonna put on both. Just because. Let's see here. So that is just the damage caps. Because I guess what I'm thinking is that... Oh, wait. Her trait works regardless, right? Yeah, her trait works just if you're hitting weakness. So, yeah, that should be great. That one doesn't matter, though. I guess it doesn't matter. We probably don't have to be that picky. We'll put on ultimate boosts.
It goes Bahamut's arc.
I feel like she's not
Independence is what it was called. If the unit is the only one in battle. Never mind. Get special damage.
Hold on. I'm gonna go over to just to make sure we're capping in case I suck. Let's go to the other one. They have bigger HP pools anyway over here. Unexpected foe.
Yeah.
We'll bring Theo as well because why not? I think we're looking good enough. Yeah. Sure, why not? Now, worthy thing to note is she can do AoE damage with her ult, but it is not board wide. It is basically things around a radius around a target, just like Adele's special. So, just good thing to note. All right, let's see how this hits.
Flashy.
I know. All right, we've got some more things we could do here. Okay, we already did that. Let's Theo. I don't know how big the range is. Maybe I should have tested on the main unit just to see if it would work. All right. Her ult does, of course, look very cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah. So 2.5 million, which is, it can go higher. I'm sure she can get over 3 million for sure. It actually looked like the boss wasn't taking some of the damage on some of the hits, so I wonder if the isolated target, like, I wonder if it's a little different sometimes.
Still really good though.
Yeah. But anyway, it's definitely not bad. It's not the best in the game,
No.
but it's not nothing. So definitely not mad at it. How's chat looking?
It's pretty dead, honestly.
Pretty dead?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll do that. Oh, I guess something that we could show is oh, I don't know if I'd want to do the whole fight, but I did do it's worth noting for anybody that does happen to get her, she's valid for Grave of Heroes.
Oh yeah, she can do that, right?
Yeah.
I got really excited when Pogmia. I was like, "Ooh, I could take her into." Oh damn.
God, I can't go over here. Thanks, game. So it was very funny though. I went in to just see how good she could do.
Yeah.
Solo, I got a sub 1 minute clear, which beats my G-Luke cheese run. It's pretty great.
Awesome. No death?
Oh no, definitely death,
Oh,
but
okay.
still like 59 seconds regardless, and solo.
Yeah.
So pretty okay. Okay, let's see if my world map works this time. Then I'll try getting back up. Okay, it does. Yeah, so Grave of Heroes, normally kind of annoying for a lot of people. If you have her, she kind of trivializes the fight because her damage is like quadruple or more of all other possible unit choices. Probably like 10 times more, actually. Like, it's really silly. Like, the best... So, put it into perspective, the absolute highest DPS potential unit before was Mia. Other than G-Luke spamming ults. So, quite a thing. I guess we could go to our resident punching bag. We could take her into Pablo with a fire build.
Resident punching bag.
I mean, he basically is, right?
You guys got in the units Godforge? Wait.
What was that?
You guys got any of the unit Godforge? Huh.
What, like new stuff?
I don't know what that means.
I don't understand. I have, like, you mean of their, like, their paid gear? Possibly. Maybe that's what they mean.
Maybe. Can you clarify? Deity. Oh my God, Pablo. Poor Pablo. We just bully him all day.
Poor Pablo.
Poor Pablo.
Oh man.
Like the weapons
So, yeah.
upgrades.
I'm gonna go for a big gold damage on
Yeah,
this
I've
guy.
done quite a bit of Godforge. I haven't messed with anything recent, I don't think. And they've been giving us like a little bit of scales on like a little small updates on the weapons, but nothing too crazy. Like I'm surprised Zelba's blade got a little small increase. I was like, that was pretty nice.
What did? What are you talking about?
Zelba's blade?
Obviously, yeah. I mean, a little bit. I'm
This
hoping
is
that it
small.
preps to finally give us some shit.
Exactly.
You know? It'd be nice, cause holy shit, taking too long.
I still need to do the stupid slots machine. I haven't even touched that yet.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, some stuff for arena that I would need.
Do I have? Oh, I have pose on. Okay, cool. Cool. That's probably fine. I mean, this is probably all I need. Oh, I guess I could put on a Slayer. Just to make sure to help my ice side a little bit. Plant Slayer. Cool. And then I can take off that fire drive that I had on. I don't need that shit. Alright, I think that's good enough. It's not full build, but who cares? It's basically a full build. Alright, we'll see if I can clap some cheeks.
I mean...
I'm pretty sure that with a setup like this, she did beat my old record again, which was set by Vaughn.
LC punch it back. Oh man, the days when this was actually tough.
It won't be perfectly executed because I'm on the computer, but, you know.
Facing the Page / Crimson Forge. Oh god, yeah. I got lucky on the ones I needed. I had all the stuff I had the souls and everything I needed required for them, just by playing the game over the years. So luckily, I didn't run into a huge issue with that. But yeah, for other players, my god, that was one hell of a grind and very tedious.
And we'll honey elixir over
Jesus,
on
Pablo.
I mean, why not? You know, we'll you know, we'll make things extra crazy because why not?
Oh,
why wouldn't we?
But he's a tree.
Stop! He's already dead. And of course, because we're running Icy Guardian, we will most definitely go right ahead and Theo for that -50. Alright, so that started. That means I can come over here, Theo, and let's just see how quick this goes.
Wow. Wow.
So the way to think about this is like, or that I have to tell people is like, the S3 is 20 hits, which first of all is great. Dual wield that goes up to 40. If you only hit one weakness and they're say resistant 100 to say ice and you're on Vaughn still, you just saw like I was hitting, you know, 67k on my fire hits.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that was because of the bonuses from Tink and Sarah, obviously, but say that's 10k. So let's say 57, even 55, because I probably have some other cap raises going on. 55k single wield is pretty standard, but half of her hits are ice, and if the closer you can get those to cap, you basically have all extra damage on top of that. That's why she's so fucking crazy.
Oh.
You've got she was hitting for 67,000, and then the ice hits were in the 40k range. So if she was single wield, the equivalent is that she was well over 100k.
Right.
Which is,
That's good. That's good.
It's pretty good. So yeah, in general, core rule of thumb is if things are weak to fire or weak to ice, just use that respective soul. and you'll be good to go. Build around that element for that fight, and you're good. She's probably not super great as just a generic unit, but even if you have like both souls set and they're not weak to anything, she's still going to be in like the 35 to 40k range dual wield with like reasonably good animation speed. And so like even at base without hitting weak point boost, if you're just running Trish or something, she's still a good unit.
Yeah.
You might struggle a little bit more to get her to cap, but like yeah, she's solid. So very fun. I enjoy her a lot, and I'm eager to see what they do with other general pool units this year. So
Didi, yeah. That's actually the second character I worked on. She's awesome. She had a really nice buff on her God Forge, so yeah, I did that too. It was a good smart move.
who'd you say?
He buffed a shift little bit, the sword engineer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, her
Cool.
God Forge, I believe, was like 5k on her sword, additional.
Maybe I thought it was almost more.
Maybe it was more.
I want to say it was like 8k.
Maybe it was, but it was a big buff.
I don't know. Either way, yeah, it was a lot. Which is good. Like she's a great unit in general.
Yeah, she's an amazing unit. So yeah, that's actually one of the first ones I buffed myself. So yeah, that's a smart move, man.
Yeah. Anyway, on to other things. White Day is here. Sweet. So very cool thing. Always make sure to do your daily mission here. They're giving us a prism shard every single match. So yeah, every day that it's here, we get one, which means extra God Relic prisms.
God Relic, yeah.
Yeah, boy. So that's great.
Free tickets.
More importantly, yeah, then also additionally, keep logging in, getting your stuff. Make sure to get all 3 of these prison exchange tickets. First one is only 300, and then the follow-up 2 are 600. And that just lets you go and choose from any non-collab male unit and get a prism for it. So we saw that at Valentine's Day as well, but in my opinion, I would probably say units like your mages, so like Shift Lagrabos, Lenius, are easy pickups for those. And then physical DPS, Vaughn is the obvious standout. Balin, since he's just a generically useful unit for like multiplayer and stuff. Maybe if Adele's your best, Adele's up there. He's very worth. Let's see what all is in here. Shift Zykes, if you got Shift Zykes. Lagrange for Arena, if you rely heavily on Lagrange as a DPS in Arena, that'd be a reason to do that. Who else? I already said Shift Zykes. Sheeta, because he's a badass. Just kidding. I mean, if you like Sheeta like me, then yeah, go for it. But
right.
probably not the meta pick. Same with Ardeen. He's worthwhile, but I don't know if he's worth your pick here. Depends on your account, I suppose.
I went with Lenius first, and then I did Vaughn. And then my last one's probably going to be... Ooh, it's either going to be Balin or Lagrabos.
Yeah, that's where most people are going. I have also done Lenius and Vaughn. I don't know where my last one's going.
Lenius is getting every single possible increase in SC.
Yeah. Honestly, I might just get it for Shiv Zykes, even though I don't have him, because at some point, we will get a selector ticket, and I'll get him for free.
There you go. Yeah.
So, I might just do that. Or maybe I'll go with Maja, just because Maja is still really good in Arena, and I do use him actively. But I've never really felt like he needed more. But either way, White Day, it's a very simple thing, but still, prisms are great. In addition to that, with the White Day banner, with the White Day event, there is the White Day banner, where you can come in here, you get a guaranteed mail here, but then on the second lap, where you have then spent 30k, you can actually pity any of the mails that have been released outside of the last 6 months, basically. So that goes up to roughly Vaughn, which is a very desirable unit. Now, I don't know how you feel on this, so I'm curious if we line up, but my personal feeling is I assume every account has a good physical DPS already, and if you have a physical DPS from within the last 6 months, Vaughn may be like the best overall physical DPS in the game, in my opinion. However, if you have Adele, or if you have, say, Bayonetta, or Jean, or like whoever, if you have like a really good physical DPS unit, you don't need him.
Right.
You really want to focus on getting different roles for your account. And we don't have supports that we can get with the White Day banner. The best we can do is mages. And so to me, the only reason you should ever even consider spending 30k on this banner is if you do not have a modern mage, At which case, if you're a lazy gamer, like you like to idle play and you don't like to think about strategy, you just like to just kind of complete stuff with the least amount of effort possible, get Shift Lag Reverse. If you are a min-max power gamer and you actually want to learn the game and you want something that can like make you rise super far above and also has much better utility overall for your account, Lenius is absolutely the number one pick. Like on my scale, it's like Lenius is here, Shift Leg Verbose is here, everybody else is way down below.
I also
So
say that
that's
because most people will argue that lineage thing, but it's hard to argue with someone who's been dominating trials for the past like 8 months or 6 months, 7
yeah.
months. Like,
Well, and the other thing is like I tried a fresh account and like using really minimal stuff to the point that like, oh, he's very clearly not capping.
uh-huh.
He still, when not capping, does so much fucking damage.
Yeah.
Like his non-capping damage is really, really dominant in campaign still. And by the time you get to the point of building it up more, he's just going to get better and better.
Right.
And more importantly, the thing people don't think about when comparing the two is Lagrabos is only a mage. That's it. He does not offer utility. The best he could do is maybe you can barely get him to use an S3 in Arena to burst down a team, possibly. Lenius, he is the best special gauge battery that we have in the entire game, which is like not a thing that's even put on paper or that we really think about ever. So if you ever want to do some weird strats with ultimates, Lenius is the best way to enable that. He can use Big Bang, and with double hit counts and the amount that that spell specifically charges your special gauge, you can use Big Bang, swap to the unit you want charged, and it will just boost their gauge up really, really fast. And also, he's got debuffs that are really good. So one, his anima is fine, reduce physical damage by 30% to the entire team. Nice to help tank. But Elemental Circle is fucking huge.
Yeah.
It's so good that it stacks with everything else, especially when we're getting more units that want to hit weak. We've got Stan, we've got Melza that we just showcased. If you just need to get one of them to weak and you have multiple ways to stack debuffs, then awesome.
Mia needs 15 lacks 15k if you don't debuff the light. So
yeah, exactly. And the and additionally, I didn't really touch on this, and we're sort of past the Melza thing, but if you're trying to hit weakness with her, you can give basic weak buff, which is minus 20 to all resistances. You can give a circle, which is you would pick one or the other because they override each other, but you can pick fire circle if you want to reduce the ice res, or if you're in Vaughn mode, you could do earth circle. So for 9 SC on her herself, if you wanted to, like you wanted to take her into multiplayer, that's 40 res down right there to fire to try to get that be weaker, or ice respectively. So and then we can add things like Lenius in the party if you wanted to. Eliza's anima drops things down further for fire. Theopolis, that's what we were using to center everything up. Depending on the arc skill, it's 25 at level 1. So the entire board minus 25 to all of its resistances. That can be pretty big in general. So, and then if you bump it all the way up, it gets all the way up to minus 50, which is just disgusting. And, if you have Theo, get it to max.
I 100% agree with your logic on this banner. I was actually, some people were asking me, what should I do white day? What should I pull? And I literally told them the exact same thing. It is, think about what 30k actually is and what it actually takes to get 30k at some points in time. You have anniversary right around the corner. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what they're going to do. They could do something very similar to this where you pull a unit or pick a unit and you just spend 30k on a unit that could possibly be for free during Annie.
Well, and not only that, most of the other pity banners we've been seeing, even for like DOH and seasonal, has been 15k.
Right.
So this is basically double now of what we're kind of expecting over the last 6 months.
Exactly.
And I wouldn't be surprised at all if we just straight up got a DOH unit selector ticket for the Annie.
It could very well happen.
If you could just wait like 2 or 3 months to get a mage, like just wait, because you'll get one probably, almost certainly. Worst case, I'm sure we'll get one at some point this year.
Right.
But so it's a matter of how patient you are, really.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, if you already cleared all content and you literally are sitting on no mage right now, then I would definitely wait. Because
if you have no immediate gains from it, and like also if you can't build them right away, like if you're such a fresh account and you're still trying to build your first physical DPS unit, like you probably aren't gonna have farmed, unless you're no life in the game, you're probably not going to farm up all the resources to max out a brand new unit anyway before Annie gets here. I would imagine, depending on how casual you are.
Right.
I mean,
But-
if you go real hard, like you'll have no problem. You could max out a unit in like a week from scratch, even on a fresher account, if you are dedicated and you understand what you're doing. But not everybody wants to do that.
It really just comes down to how patient you are when it comes to this
Exactly.
game. So I agree.
All right, so I mean, there's not a whole lot else except that there is something new that we have. We can't buy. I can't show it off here in Steam, but I'm sure I can see it in the shop. We got something new. Something new.
The LC pass.
Yeah, we now have an LC Premium Pass.
I love it.
Yeah, I can't see it, but okay, I can still remember off the top of my head roughly what it is. So, we've already had the regular LC Pass, $4, shitload of quality of life, just like multipliers across the board on all your account. If you're a new player, if you're a veteran player that just hasn't finished the game yet, and you're grinding Godforge and all sorts of stuff, like it for $4 a month, it's basically like mega value. So quality of life extreme. For people that have all the things, maybe you don't necessarily need it, but it's still nice quality of life. People have been asking, hey, can we get one that's a little more expensive, but that's going to give us gems? Well, they gave it to us now. So $10, at least in US. I understand a bunch of other regions have weird things. I've heard people reporting it's like $14 or $15 in their place or whatever, $12 in some others, but $10 is the base in US. And what do you get for that? So one, you get the same amount of gems as you would get just buying a $10 pack, flat out. Like the same amount of paid gems, 900 and some change, and then however many free gems, like 300 or 400 or something like that. So at worst, it's exactly like paying for a $10 pack. But additionally, you then turn on extra 100 gems a day for login bonus, which means an extra 3,000 free paid gems, or free gems, not paid gems. 3,000 free gems, totaling, roughly 4,000 at the end, maybe slightly above, and almost 1,000 of it is paid, which means for $10 a month, you can do one of the baby step ups every single month, or you could save them up and then potentially do, more summons on like a collab banner and get a paid gear or something for the $10 a month, while getting these other gems. You also get like SSR Stardust, maybe some other things that I don't really care about, and you probably won't either. But the big kicker, the crazy selling point, is that after that first month, every month after that, you get a UR dust for maintaining your subscription of $10 a month. This is crazy because based on whales in the community that are willing to spend money, I would be willing to wager that UR dust is valued at like $20-$30 a pop, at least, like minimum. Because we've seen people like, if there's a pack for like 3 UR dust and nothing else, it's just complete garbage, people drop like $100 on it.
Yeah.
Like, no problem. I wouldn't, but people would do that because like it's really, really good and really valuable. And getting those UR arc skills up can be game changing. So being able to not only not have to pay like $20-$30 for those or wait for arena or whatever, because obviously they're more accessible now than they used to be. You can get basically 2 a month now, which is really, or not 2 a month, I'm sorry, 1 every like 2 months, 2.5 months.
Oh, I'm talking about shards, sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you get shards out of arena, which equates to roughly 1 UR dust for free every 2.5 months, which is really crazy by itself. Especially compared to before, where we might get maybe 2 or 3 in a whole year from all sources.
Dude, so
you know what I'm saying? And now we're up to like getting somewhere in like the 12 to 15 a year range, probably.
Yeah.
Which is really, really crazy. But now you can also get an additional one every month, which means an extra 12 UR dust a year if you're paying that $10 a month. And it's just free on top of everything else. Because you're already getting your gem value, just like if you were already a dolphin. Like if you're just a little light spender, you spend maybe $10 a month, you can't go wrong. It's just so much value. And if you get both passes on your account, you have all the quality of life and the gems and everything. Like it will help you a lot. Your account will progress probably faster than other people. Like it is what it is. But yeah, lots of value overall for $14 between the two of them. So, if you're looking to lightly spend, it's a good place to do it. Anything else in LC that I'm not thinking of?
I mean, that's quite a bit. That's quite. There's
Yeah,
quite a bit happening this month, and I think Annie last year. When was it? April. It's like sometime in April, I think. Wasn't
I
it?
think so. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's pretty fair to say that the community's like 98% certain that after this banner, so probably next week, um, well, not this coming week, but the following week, we'll probably see a collab,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We'll probably see a collab, and then maybe one more unit, maybe not, and then we'll get into Annie.
Yeah.
So, you
But
wanna make any calls on what the collab will be? Think
I
it'll be new or returning?
I think it's gonna be returning. It might be 0.
Mm,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty hype. I'd be
Yeah.
down
No,
for that.
it'd be pretty hype for a lot of people. I mean,
Do, do,
I would want
yeah.
Amelia.
Does that does it have any recent stuff that would be a reason to rerun it? Like a new series
I
or
heard
like a
like
new
season
season?
3 or something that was starting. Something I heard a new season was
Okay.
starting.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right, that'd be cool.
that's
I
what
would
I
love to get
heard.
Amelia.
I don't really follow
Sure.
the anime too much, but I do know that the arcs have really high value.
Oh, for
And
sure.
it's stuff that we haven't seen, in several years. So a lot of the newer players that are aware of what the arcs can do, some do want
Yeah.
them, and they have it. Usually we'll see like Kenai, how we saw Kenai from Dr. Stone copying Glass
Yeah.
Record. We haven't seen anything that really mocks what was on those arcs.
Yeah,
So
but both of the arcs from ReZero, though, the rerun ones, anybody would be happy to have either of those arcs because they
Yup.
both offer things that are super unique and
Yeah.
not accessible in the game otherwise. Period. Just not accessible.
Yeah.
So yeah, if that ends up coming, that would be super huge. And I would hope if it's a rerun, they would do it like DMC, where you get a Redux selector
Yup.
ticket.
Yup.
Because I'd love just have guaranteed Amelia and then just throw gems at whatever new characters and arcs
Yes,
there are.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I
Um,
really want Amelia, because I do have both arcs already. Rem was really good back in the day. I remember my account had Rem down the rows. It was all Rem supports because of how good she was.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah, she was my hard carry for a while there.
yeah,
She was my fave.
such a good non-attribute character. But Amelia still has some decent value because of Arena right now. But with the
High
recent,
value.
yeah,
Very, very high value.
and then you have
Arguably like the best.
Gaze of the End on one arc, and then you have From Zero on another. Arcs both offer great traits on them. I mean, they're just freaking good. So
Yeah. Yeah, that'd
honestly,
be really great.
if I do a video on which one to pick, I really wouldn't even know what to tell you. Like, I don't know, man. That was just way too hard to tell you. Like, for me personally, I'm a weakness guy, so I'll probably go after Gaze of the End. But then again, it's like, how are you gonna ignore From Zero? You got Demon Like Way on one.
Well, I definitely think that if I had to pick one, Beast at the End would be best.
Yeah.
Just because of also like the nullifying crits, just being able to
Yeah.
hand that out is game changing. Like we've seen that of like different like multiple top tier accounts building the same exact tank with basically the same builds have drastically different results
Yeah.
if you can nullify those crits versus just running a generally good tank
Yeah.
arc like Ganon or
Yeah.
Hegopolis or whatever the various
Yeah.
ones might be.
Still great value.
So
though.
yeah,
Damn, it'd be so
Yeah.
good. Do you have
So,
both
I
arcs?
think another rerun that would be really big also would be FMA.
FMA, yeah.
I'd totally take a Full Metal rerun. A lot of people would love Roy for free or WAP for free.
Yeah.
I would definitely take my WAP. That'd be great because I hit on everything except that, even though I threw a ton of gems at it.
Yeah.
So
I only missed the arc, Roy's arc, so I'd probably try to snag that if I could.
yeah, luckily you're not missing out on a ton. Like it is a good arc, but it's not that crazy.
Isn't
skill,
Fire High Drive on it though? Or-
Yeah, it's got Fire High Drive, which
Yeah.
is like it's a good skill, but it's not that crazy of a skill. And then it also had Skill Boost 1, which was really good,
Oh,
but now
yeah.
we got that on the LR
Yeah,
recently.
exactly.
So now we don't need it.
Mm-mm.
So that's really, really nice that they gave us that for free.
Yeah. So that kind of hinted that I wasn't gonna see it again. So I was like, oh no, I don't know if we're gonna see FMA. But
Yeah.
we'll
I do
see.
think a rerun is probably likely. I feel like we got a rerun this time last year, right?
Yeah. Usually around
Was
this,
it?
like we got Dr. Stone at one point. Last year we got
Last year was Slime, right?
Slime, yeah.
Yeah,
It would
I think it was Slime.
honestly make sense. And Scorba said that R0 collab and Grand Summoners is happening right now, so the timing would be good.
Cool. Yeah, well, we shall hope.
Yeah,
Is there anything else you want to touch on while we're on
Oh
here
man,
hanging
that's
out?
it. I'm ready to go build my damn My damn girl though, because I just got.
Good.
I'm slowly
Yeah,
leveling up right now, man.
Have fun, man. She is definitely a blast. She's real enjoyable to use. I like her a lot.
All right, so yeah, I guess we go wrap it up.
Beautiful. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah.
Good luck with everybody's polls. Hopefully, you were one of the 25% that managed to get purple hair waifu for free.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We do get it. Awesome to see Zero again. He's been a little MIA. We have been a little MIA in general, so
yeah,
real life stuff like that. But
yeah, and also Elsie is just kind of meh sometimes. Like if I didn't randomly luck into Melza, I'd probably be like
still playing Hogwarts.
Not here again. Yeah, Hogwarts is just so much better than Elsie right now. Sorry, it just is.
Yeah. It's honestly it's gonna be a crazy couple months. Like it's just been absolutely insane for actual video games with like Octopath 2 and Wulong, and you have a Destiny that people really love, and then we have Final Fantasy 16 coming out. I mean, there's just a humongous list.
PSVR 2 came out.
PSVR 2, have you guys liked? I mean, it's just people just have so much other things to play right now, so like just difficult to try to do it all as an adult, right? I wish we were all just like 10 years old playing video games again.
And the bottom line is like Elsie needs content.
It does really bad.
Really bad. We got this new level of power creep 6 months ago, and like we haven't gotten anything to show for it. Like
Kraken is not helping me anymore. Like
everything just like all our new units trivialize every single piece of content we have, which is just annoying. It's depressing.
Yeah, it's just a little annoying.
I want to see I want to see new game modes. I want to see some stuff to grind. I want to see something with like they need to come up with a game mode that can be an infinite grind for us to be able to work on. That's like really fun.
Agree.
Adis, call me. I have lots of ideas.
I think we all do. I think we all do.
Any of them. You just keep releasing units. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
make
like
something cool that's gonna last.
I've come to a point where I'm like, okay, another unit's gonna clear this level 1 second faster. All right, this unit's gonna that's all. When I look at a new unit, that's all that's happening, and it's just they have the idea, they're just not making it happen. It's just unit after unit after unit, and my biggest fight that I have to mess around with is Kraken. That's my test subject all the time. I mean, I don't want to fight a fucking tentacle all day, like, you know. It was fun though. I did what's that thing's name? There's a mission in where I forget it's Temptress, right? She's only weak to magic, right?
Well, she's got like super duper high defense.
Yeah, so I built Ston, and that's why I was talking about the Live Bray thing, is because I built Ston to solo that and actually kill it pretty quickly. And it was just a lot of fun.
What do you need Life Bray for that though?
I was nuking my I was using like Berserk to like nuke my my health and stuff like that, and not using recovery. I was basically trying to get my STR as high as possible.
Why?
Just for fun. Because I'm bored, Zero. Because I'm bored, bro.
I'm sorry. I hear like strength meme is one thing. Temptress meme is a different thing. Why are you combining them? Like that's the part I'm
bored, and it was fun at first, and I had fun with it.
Nice. Yeah. I've done some of those things with Temptress as well. Like piercing is usually like the way to go, and it's just gross. It's hilarious. Just run like Grana Seas.
It's just funny when Elsie's like, "Oh, don't use physical on you," or Eddie said, "Don't use physical attack on these guys." I'm like, "Oh, no, bet I'm gonna do something exactly like that and see what happens." But this is a while back, but this is just me trying to find content. This is me, Yaj, and 13 World is messing around. And Odium.
I feel like there's a good meme there.
Yeah.
Like, Adis, just use magic units, and then gamers with Grana Seas. I think I'll unga bunga.
Exactly. Yeah, that was my point. My point was just making my own content and having fun with it. But that's what it's come down to, boys.
Memeing on the bosses. But yeah, we need some shit. So Adis, fix it, please. I feel like every single week I'm just in a constant state of barely not quitting the game.
Oh, we lost Yaj. He's gone.
Oh, we lost Yaj.
He deleted it. I was like, God damn it, man. There's another one gone.
Buddha's actually gone. They announced it this week on the podcast. Like he actually uninstalled, and like they're trying to figure out what's going to happen with like the podcast and stuff. If it's going to stay on his channel, if he's going to give tweaks to the channel, or
right.
Like, what they're going to do. But like he's actually out.
It happens, man. It happens.
Yeah, I mean,
people move on. People got
blame them.
Yeah, people got.
They're taking too long to give us shit.
Yeah.
Like it's and then if people will go to these new gotchas that are coming out. Like you just said, you're playing like Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
I
Oh
can
man.
only imagine your experience and enjoyment level in Octopath Traveler,
Oh dude,
the
I
gotcha,
put
is
in like
miles better than
14
LC
hours
right
in a
now.
day one night. It was just I could not stop playing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost like playing a real video game because like they bring in all this new stuff and like maybe some fresh game modes, different perspective on some things, and then we have
Yeah.
a game like LC that's like they're kind of innovating on units and they're making things be better quality of life and being more generous with their gotcha overall. But
Yeah.
like we're still missing some core gotcha stuff like generic pity medals that carry over, and most importantly, like we're not getting more content. So
Yeah.
all the dedicated players get through content, and then they're like, now what? Oh, an event that's exactly like the last 26 events we got. Great. Free shit's cool, but could we have some fun maybe? Like,
Hopefully this Andy introduces something. Oh god, I hope something new.
I hope so. I
Oh,
hope we get something more than just story content, because like story content's cool, but like it lasts an afternoon
yeah.
and then
Oh,
it's done.
and the throne. I haven't talked to the throne in forever either. The throne's kind of gone too.
Oh yeah.
He's gone. I haven't talked to him in
Wow.
about a month. He didn't even compete in trials or anything.
Damn. Brutal.
So yeah, he said the same thing. He's like, no content. I'm not giving him my money. I was like, eee, okay.
Fair.
Yeah. So I mean, that's fair. Yeah, and it's just a wake up call for a lot of things on this game. But overall, still a fun as game to play. Just not.
Yep.
They need to save this, man, because we pulled up numbers for the charts. We all did it in my Discord, and it's not doing good, man. It's not. They actually just shut down. They're shutting down Echoes of Mana on March, I think.
Yeah.
Only lasted 6 months, and the numbers are about a little bit they're a little bit below LC right now.
Sure. I mean, that doesn't really mean much because there could be a lot of differences in costs to maintain, you know, and studio sizes and
it could play a factor
like
though.
that.
It could play a factor a little bit.
Oh, sure, it can. I'm just saying, like, to some company, like $2 million could be like backbreaking and almost unusable, and 500 million could be like, holy shit, we're raking in the dough for a different studio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like it's kind of hard to know because like we don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Right.
But yeah, I'm sure LC will keep kicking. Like they keep making their game at least like more accessible to like new player and more casual people, especially with stuff like the premium pass.
Yeah.
So like I'm sure they'll keep maintaining, but like they're gonna start losing more long-term and like whale and veteran players because like your sunken cost fallacy is only gonna last so long, Adis. Like people wake up eventually and they go, I need to cut it off. It's just not.
A lot of people are actually already in that moment, so it's happening. It's actually happening.
I'm basically going free to play this year because like I'm like it doesn't fucking matter. This doesn't matter. I'll just be extra casual this year.
Like we just got what Bayonetta. Bayonetta was pulling some really good numbers, and then they released this badass bitch, and now she's doing a little bit above her what she was doing on the collab side. I'm like, damn, dude. They're slowly creeping all these units, man.
Yeah, I know. When Odia did his DPS check that he normally does against that one like goofy looking god boss creature, he told me that Melza came in with a 2-second clear time, which is only tied with one other unit. I don't remember who that was.
It was Jean.
That was like Vaughn. It was yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, cool. Yeah. So peak pinnacle DPS, like that's.
But I'm like I'm like but at the end of the day, like, do I want to play a game and clear shit in 2 seconds? No, I don't want to play a game that I'm gonna clear shit in 2 seconds. Like,
obviously, most content isn't going to have like a low enough HP pool to just like.
Well, that what's most content in this game? Multiplayer. We're clearing bosses in 5 seconds. Like,
for sure. Yeah.
It's just like that is our content in this game. My daily content is doing crystal grind and Godforge materials. And those are all 5 second. It takes longer to start a lobby than it is to clear the actual match. So
I believe it.
It's like,
but yeah. Speaking of that though, like the only Godforged boss that's really been challenging much at all is like Bahamut, which like we've learned how to kind of make a mockery of. But it would be kind of fun to take 4 Melzas in.
I'm down.
With a level 10 Theo, and then somebody run Elemental Circle, and then everybody with like Icy Guardian and Ice Mode or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun as shit.
Because we could get that negative, and I bet we could nuke the fuck out of him.
More meme videos. How about that? We'll do that.
Yeah, some memes. Occasional memes are great. All right,
Yeah.
well, I've managed to successfully drag this on for an extra 15 minutes. So, thanks everybody.
It was
Nice
important.
chatting.
You
Thanks for
guys
hanging
have a
out.
good night. You guys be safe. Talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye.